and looked at that posterior and anterior glide with it. Now the only difference is just make sure you've got the ulna locked down. You're going to use the heel of your hand right over the radial head and do a posterior glide for the radio-ulnar joint. And then for, let's see, so that's for the radio-ulnar joint going into a posterior glide, and then for anterior on that, okay. You do it prone. You don't do it prone, right? You just, I'm trying to think for the anterior radio-humeral.
I've always just done them.
Pull it.
Yeah, you just told us.
Was that radio-ulnar
that was for the
or
assessment.
radio-humeral then?
They can be sitting up with deform and neutral range.
That's what the radio-ulnar.
Was the one you just did, that was radio-humeral?
Yeah, radio-humeral, posterior glide.
Okay, he said.
Oh yeah, radio-humeral, you're just going to stabilize the humerus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure for the anterior glide, you're just gonna pull that one up because there's no really other way I can think of to.
So you just set the table over, that way you can like stand up with the phone.
Yeah, same. Yeah, just get in the grip.
No,
And pull up from there.
Radio-humeral.
Radio-humeral, posterior glide.
Just hold the humerus. Okay, push it down.
Which honestly, that's the posterior is the one you really will use for that one. So, just to clarify real quick, radial head against the humerus, decapitate the humerus, stabilize the ulna and the humerus with one hand, hypothenar eminence or thenar eminence, the heel of your hand over the radial head, and it's a directly posterior glide of the radius relative to the stable humerus. Okay? And then when we look at the radio-ulnar, that's where you're going to actually be sitting up for that one. So now, you'll see radius on the ulna. We're going to use the table to stabilize the ulna. I'm going to use my hand to kind of help stabilize his form a little bit. So I'm going to use my hypothenar eminence over the radial head. If I'm doing a posterior glide of the radius, it's for which motion?
Pronation.
Pronation, yeah. Opposite.
Can I make a quick comment about that?
Yes.
So one really easy way to remember, PPP, proximal radio-ulnar, posterior glide, improves pronation. Thank you.
Postural glide.
Or they could just know the anatomy, the biomechanics, and figure it out.
Of course, that's expected.
I'll use the
All right. So if I'm going to bring him into the point of restriction for pronation here, right? So I'm using my hand to bring him into the point of restriction for pronation. Hypothenar eminence against the radial head. Stabilize the ulna into the table. And that's a posterior glide. Lock and rock, posterior glide. All right. I'm going to do the anterior glide. It's for supination. What do you need? Same kind of thing. I'm going to use this hand to stabilize the ulna against the table. Take him to the point of restriction for supination. Hypothenar eminence over the radial head. Run out of room here from the table. Get yourself so you can get in alignment. Remember, forearm in line with the radial head. And anterior glide. Good. And then one more up here is in supine. Head here. We're going to do the distraction. Remember when we did the assessment before? You held on to the radius, and you palpated the radius relative to the humerus for the distraction. Same technique, just now stabilize the humerus. So you're actually getting a glide there. Radio-humeral, yes. Humeral radial, yes. All right.
Good.